Oh boy, have we got some spooky and creepy mysteries to go through. Let's jump right in. Oumuamua. Oumuamua, the first interstellar object detected passing through our solar system, remains shrouded in mystery. Discovered in 2017, this small, elongated object displayed eerie characteristics. Despite its proximity to the Sun, it lacked the expected coma and displayed non-gravitational acceleration, possibly from outgassing or the pressure of solar radiation. Its origin, age, and planetary system remain unknown. Oumuamua's unusual properties, combined with its extrasolar trajectory and high obliqueness, continue to puzzle astronomers. Some propose it could be a remnant of a disintegrated rogue comet or a fragment from an exoplanet rich in nitrogen ice. Recently, researchers suggested that its observed acceleration could be attributed to the release of entrapped molecular hydrogen, making it an interstellar comet. While many astronomers argue for natural origins, a handful have speculated that Oumuamua might be a product of extraterrestrial technology. However, the evidence to support such claims remains elusive, adding to its enigmatic nature. In fact, Oumuamua's strangeness has led some to propose Project Lyra, a mission to send a spacecraft to intercept and study it more closely, though this would take over 2 decades to accomplish. Ultimately, Oumuamua drifts away from our solar system, fading into the depths of interstellar space, leaving us with more questions than it answers. 2001 Anthrax Attacks. In the wake of the September 11th terrorist attacks in 2001, a series of chilling events unfolded in the United States. Known as the Amerithrax, or the 2001 Anthrax Attacks, these incidents instilled fear and confusion among the American public. Starting on September 18th, just 1 week after 9/11, letters containing deadly anthrax spores were mailed to news media offices and prominent individuals, including Senators Tom Dalsh and Patrick Leahy. The attacks resulted in the deaths of 5 people and infected 17 others. The investigation that followed became one of the most extensive and intricate in the history of law enforcement. Initially, suspicions fell on bioweapons expert Stephen Hatfield, but he was later cleared of any involvement. Attention then turned to Bruce Edward Ivins, a scientist working at the Government Biodefense Lab in Maryland. Ivins became the primary focus of investigators by April 2005, and on July 29, 2008, he tragically took his own life. Federal prosecutors declared Ivins as the sole perpetrator on August 6, 2008, citing DNA evidence linking him to an anthrax vial in his lab. However, doubts regarding Ivins' guilt emerged. In 2011, the National Academy of Sciences conducted a review of the FBI's scientific methods used in the investigation and raised questions about the conclusiveness of the evidence. The FBI maintained that a combination of factors led them to conclude Ivins' involvement, but some sealed information and Ivins' mental health further shrouded the case. The attacks occurred in 2 waves, with the first letters sent to news organisations and the second to Senators Dalsh and Leahy. The letters carried disturbing messages, with phrases like "Death to America" and "Death to Israel." Anthrax spores of highly refined dry powder were enclosed, causing severe illnesses, including the inhalation form of anthrax, which proved fatal for some victims. The investigation uncovered a mailbox near Princeton University as the likely source of the mailed letters. While various leads were pursued during the investigation, including false positives and hoax letters, the true identity of the perpetrator remained elusive for a considerable period, leading to comparisons with the prolonged Unabomber attacks. The Amerithrax attacks left a chilling impact on American society, leaving many unsettled and questioning their safety. The combination of terrorism, deadly spores, and the enduring mystery surrounding the case added to the creepy and spooky nature of this haunting chapter in US history. 3000 block of 3rd Avenue kidnapping. In a chilling incident captured by a neighbour's home security system camera, an unidentified woman's desperate screams for help echo through the night, sending shivers down the spine of those who listen. The Los Angeles Police Department is investigating the haunting audio, which has left detectives puzzled and the community on edge. Despite numerous tips pouring in, the woman's identity remains a haunting mystery. Authorities diligently scour missing person reports, searching for any potential connection to this bone-chilling case. Meanwhile, the unsettling surveillance footage reveals a vehicle once believed to be a Toyota Prius, but now potentially a 2003 to 2008 Toyota Matrix, speeding away from the scene, leaving a trail of fear in its wake. In the video, a second woman stands frozen on a front porch, her gaze fixed on the direction of the harrowing screams. The LAPD confirms that she is the homeowner responsible for the eerie surveillance footage. As the camera pans, capturing the disturbing events, a car vanishes from view, leaving behind an unsettling void. Witnesses recount the desperate pleas for the help that rang out on the 3rd Avenue kidnapping, piercing the night air. They saw a white, 4-door vehicle with 2 occupants, one of whom was a black male and the other a black female with dark braided hair seated in the front passenger seat. As the woman screamed, a witness observed her hair being forcibly pulled backwards, intensifying the sense of dread. Further adding to the unsettling nature of the incident, a plastic wrap obscures the front passenger side window, a remnant of a prior collision. The suspect's remorseful shouts of "I'm sorry" pierce the darkness, raising more questions than answers. This enigmatic case hovers between the realms of kidnapping, domestic turmoil, or an unknown terror. The LAPD remains unsure of the nature of the incident, emphasizing that nothing has indicated it to be more than a mere hoax. As the community awaits resolution, the shadow of fear casts a chilling pall over their daily lives. The disappearance of Amy Lynn Bradley. Amy Lynn Bradley, a 23-year-old American woman, went missing during a Caribbean cruise on the Royal Caribbean International cruise ship Rhapsody of the Seas in late March 1998. She was en route to Curacao when she disappeared. Her whereabouts remain unknown to this day, and her case has garnered attention and speculation. Amy was last seen on the ship's balcony by her father around 5:15 to 5:30 a.m. on March 24, 1998. When her father woke up at 6 a.m, she was no longer there. Despite an extensive search by the Netherlands Antilles Coast Guard and subsequent investigations, no trace of Amy was ever found. Authorities initially suspected she may have fallen overboard or committed suicide, but these theories were dismissed due to her strong swimming abilities and lack of evidence. There have been potential sightings of Amy after her disappearance. In August 1998, a witness claimed to have seen her on a beach in Curacao. In 1999, a US Navy officer reported encountering a woman who identified herself as Amy in a brothel on the same island, pleading for help. These sightings, however, could not be substantiated. Various theories surround Amy's disappearance. One suggests she was kidnapped and sold into the human trafficking industry. Another theory proposes that she was murdered on the ship and thrown overboard. There is also speculation that she may have fallen overboard or taken her own life. In the years following her disappearance, her case has received renewed attention through media coverage, including appearances on TV shows like America's Most Wanted and Dr. Phil. The FBI is offering a reward for the information leading to Amy's recovery or the apprehension of those responsible. Her case remains unsolved, and she was declared legally dead in 2010. Amy Lynn Bradley's mysterious vanishing during a Caribbean cruise continues to haunt investigators and her family, leaving unanswered questions and eerie possibilities surrounding her fate. The Axeman of New Orleans. The Axeman of New Orleans was an unidentified serial killer who operated in New Orleans, Louisiana, and surrounding areas from May 1918 to October 1919. The killer primarily targeted Italian immigrants and Italian Americans. The Axeman's modus operandi involved breaking into homes and attacking the residents with an axe or straight razor, often using the victim's own weapons. The crimes were not motivated by robbery, as the killer did not take any valuables from the crime scenes. The case gained significant media attention, and there were various theories about the killer's motivations. Some believe the murders were racially motivated due to the predominantly Italian victims, while others speculated the killer had a sadistic interest in targeting women. One theory even suggested that the Axeman committed the murders to promote jazz music, based on a letter supposedly written by the killer stating he would spare those who played jazz in their homes. The Axeman sent a letter to the newspaper on March 13, 1919, in which he claimed responsibility for the murders and announced that he would strike again, but spare the lives of those in houses where jazz music was playing. On the night of the specified date, New Orleans was filled with jazz music and no murders occurred. Despite efforts by law enforcement, the Axeman was never caught or identified, and the murder remained unsolved. Several suspects have been proposed over the years, including Joseph Mumphrey, also known as Frank Doc Mumphrey, but there is no conclusive evidence linking any individual to the crimes. The true identity of the Axeman of New Orleans remains a mystery. 2016 clown sightings. During the 2016 clown sightings, a wave of mass hysteria gripped the world as reports emerged of evil clowns haunting unsuspecting individuals in unsettling locations. What began as a clever marketing ploy in Green Bay, Wisconsin, quickly escalated into a global phenomenon, with clowns appearing near forests, schools, and communities across the United States, Canada, and beyond. Preceding incidents in 2013 and 2014 provided a chilling precursor to the horrors that would unfold. The proliferation of videos and images on social media intensified the fear, leading to arrests, bans on clown costumes, and tragically, even a fatal stabbing. Circuses and clown-related businesses suffered, Ronald McDonald retreated from the public eye, and the clown archetype itself became synonymous with unease. The haunting legacy of the 2016 clown sighting serves as a stark reminder of the power of collective fear and its lasting impact on our psyche. The Hat Man. The Hat Man is a shadowy figure often seen in bedrooms during the state of sleep paralysis. Described as wearing a dark coat and a hat, the Hat Man appears when people are falling asleep or waking up. Sleep paralysis has been explained throughout history as black magic, mythical creatures, or demons. In modern times, scientists believe it is caused by a brain glitch that disrupts the paralysis that occurs during REM sleep. The Hat Man is unique because it appears in various cultures with slight variations in description. Some believe it could be a form of shadow people, while others attribute it to hallucinations during sleep paralysis. Irregardless, encountering the Hat Man can be a terrifying experience. The Boltzmann brain. The Boltzmann brain thought experiment proposes that it is more likely for a single brain, complete with false memories, to spontaneously form in a void than for the entire universe to develop as cosmologists believe. This concept challenges our assumptions about thermodynamics and the evolution of the universe. Over an extremely long time, random fluctuations could give rise to any structure, including a functioning human brain or even entire galaxies. The idea is named after Ludwig Boltzmann, who suggested that the universe could fluctuate from a featureless state to a more ordered one, explaining the low entropy state we observe. The Boltzmann brain gained attention when cosmologists started considering theories in which human brains are more likely to arise from random fluctuations, suggesting that our memories and perception may be unreliable. However, the existence of Boltzmann brains raises cognitive instability and questions the trustworthiness of our reasoning processes. The prevailing view among cosmologists is that there must be an error in the calculation that led to the abundance of Boltzmann brains. Efforts are being made to resolve this issue through a better understanding of the measurement problem in quantum mechanics and the degree of freedom in quantum vacuums. In scenarios involving a single universe, the number of Boltzmann brains may be infinite, making it seemingly unlikely for us to be normal observers. However, certain conditions such as a decaying vacuum energy or a false vacuum collapsing into a different spacetime could avoid infinite nucleation of Boltzmann brains. In eternal inflation and multiverse theories, solutions to the Boltzmann brain problem involve addressing the measure problem and the ratio of normal observers to Boltzmann brains. Determining whether one is a Boltzmann observer is challenging, because the ratio of Boltzmann brains to normal observers is astronomically large. In a Boltzmann-dominated universe, most observers experiencing normal observations are likely to be Boltzmann brains, while genuine normal observers would be the minority. Therefore, it becomes difficult to conclude with certainty that one is not a Boltzmann observer, and the reliability of our experiences and perceptions become uncertain. The Beast of Bodmin Moor. Deep within the eerie moors of Cornwall, England, lurks the legendary beast of Bodmin Moor. This phantom wild cat, shrouded in darkness, has captured the imagination of locals and visitors alike. Stories of mutilated livestock and Black Panther-like creatures roaming the region have haunted the landscape since 1978, earning the infamous title of the Beast. Scientists dismiss these claims, citing the implausibility of a breeding population sustaining itself in such habitats and questioning the feasibility of survival given the challenging climate and limited food supply. However, whispers of a more sinister origin persist. A chilling theory suggests that these otherworldly felines may have been brought to the UK as part of a private collections or zoos, only to escape into the wilderness. Rumours abound that 3 pumas were set free by animal trainer Mary Chipperfield after her zoo closed in 1978, igniting the legend of the beast. In 1995, an official investigation by the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Food sought to uncover the truth. No verifiable evidence of exotic cats haunting Bodmin Moor, attributing the attacks on farm animals to indigenous species. But just as the official denial echoed through the land, a bone-chilling discovery sent shivers down the nation's spine. A young boy stumbled upon a large cat skull near the River Fowey. The skull, missing its lower jaw, bore 3 menacing canines reminiscent of a leopard. Panic ensued as the national press seized the story, coinciding with the government's denial of alien big cat evidence. The skull was sent to the revered halls of the Natural History Museum in London. Experts examined it meticulously, unravelling a disturbing truth. While genuine, the skull belonged to a young male leopard that had not met its end on British soil. It had been imported as a part of a macabre leopard skin rug, its flesh expertly scraped away, and the back cleanly severed for mounting. The presence of an alien cockroach egg case within the skull sent shivers down spines, as its tropical origins defied the moor's chilling climate. Yet, the enigma deepened. In December 1997, an investigation was sparked anew by bite marks on farm animals and new photographs capturing an ominous figure. One image, taken through binoculars near St Austell, appeared to reveal a pregnant female jaguar, adding a sinister twist to the tale. As night falls over Bodmin Moor, the presence of the beast continues to cast a shadow, defying rational explanation and leaving the realm of the supernatural forever intertwined with the chilling folklore of Cornwall. The Dancing Plague of 1518. The Dancing Plague of 1518, also known as the Dance Epidemic, was a case of mass hysteria that occurred in Strasbourg-Alais, modern-day France, during the Holy Roman Empire. It started when a woman named Frau Troffea began dancing pervertedly in the streets and continued non-stop for a week. Soon, dozens of others joined in, and by August the plague had affected around 400 people. The dancers exhibited uncontrollable movements, collapsing and even experiencing fatal strokes or heart attacks. Authorities were perplexed and had no idea how to stop the phenomenon. Eventually, the council entrusted the physicians with the task of finding a remedy. The prescribed solution was for the afflicted individuals to dance themselves free of the affliction. The outbreak gradually subsided by early September, when the dancers were sent to a mountain shrine to pray for absolution. They wore red shoes, sprinkled with holy water, held crosses in their hands, and followed a ritual involving incense and Latin incantations. The belief that they had been forgiven by Saint Vita spread, and the dancing plague came to an end. The cause of the dancing plague remains a subject of debate. One popular theory suggests stress-induced mass hysteria, as the region was plagued by starvation and disease. Others propose factors such as ergotism, caused by consuming bread contaminated with ergot fungi, or religious explanations involving divine punishment. Similar events of dancing mania occurred throughout the medieval age, often associated with demonic possession or judgment. The Dancing Plague of 1518 is still discussed today due to its novelty and has even made appearances in popular culture. Despite claims of death during the outbreak, the veracity of such claims remains uncertain. The sources from the time do not mention the number of deaths, and later accounts that mention fatalities are disputed. Estimates range no deaths to potentially hundreds, but the exact toll is unknown. Overall, the Dancing Plague of 1518 continues to captivate attention and intrigue due to its mysterious nature and historical significance. The Boy in a Box. Joseph Augustus Sorelli, also known as the Boy in the Box or America's Unknown Child, was a 4-year-old boy whose severely beaten and malnourished body was found on the side of Susquehanna Road in Philadelphia on February 25, 1957. Despite extensive media coverage, his identity remained unknown for over 65 years. However, on November 30, 2022, the Philadelphia Police Department announced that they have identified the boy using DNA and genealogical databases. The body, wrapped in a plaid blanket, was discovered in a cardboard box that once contained a bassinet. Joseph had been cleaned and groomed, with a recent haircut and trimmed fingernails, but showed signs of extensive physical abuse, malnourishment, and surgical scars. The cause of death was determined to be blunt force trauma. Various theories emerged over the years, including one involving a foster home near the crime scene, but none led to conclusive evidence. In 2022, investigators used genetic testing and investigative genetic genealogy to identify Joseph as Joseph Augustus Sorelli, born on January 13, 1953. The exact circumstances surrounding his death remain uncertain, and the case is still an open homicide investigation. Joseph was buried in a potter's field, but later was reburied in Ivy Hill Cemetery in Philadelphia. His grave became a site of remembrance, with the public adorning it with flowers and toys. In 2023, a new memorial with his full name and image was unveiled on his 70th birthday. The investigation into Joseph's murder is ongoing, and law enforcement is seeking the public's help in solving the case. Although both of Joseph's biological parents are deceased, he has living half-siblings, and authorities are urging anyone with information to come forward. The police believe there are many individuals who remember Joseph or have knowledge of his living conditions at the time of his death. The Baltic Sea Anomaly. The Baltic Sea Anomaly, discovered by the Swedish Ocean X diving team in 2011, initially sparked speculation of a sunken UFO due to its unusual features seen on sonar image. However, experts and scientists have reached a consensus that the image most likely depicts a natural geological formation rather than an extraterrestrial object. Ocean X, a group of treasure hunters and salvage operators, stumbled upon the blurry sonar image while searching for a shipwreck in the Baltic Sea. They claimed the image showed a circular object with potentially man-made features measuring around 60 meters in diameter. However, subsequent analysis of stone samples collected from the site revealed materials commonly found in seabeds, suggesting a natural origin. Critics of the sonar image point out its distortions, which render it unreliable for accurate identification. Some suggest that the outlines resembling a flying saucer were added by tabloid papers. Scientists propose alternative explanations, such as a rock outcrop, sediment dropped by a fishing trawler, or even a school of fish. Marine geologists argue that the circular shape could be attributed to a grouping of rocks deposited by Ice Age glaciers or other natural geological phenomena. Despite the scientific assessment, Ocean X has faced skepticism regarding their motivations, particularly due to their plans to offer submarine tours for wealthy tourists to visit the anomaly. Critics highlight the lack of extensive geological testing and the potential bias in promoting extraordinary claims. In a 2019 interview, Peter Lindbergh, one of the members of Ocean X, hinted at the possibility of a new expedition tied to a television production. However, the eerie nature of the anomaly remains largely confined to the realm of speculation and curiosity, with experts emphasizing that it is likely a natural rock formation shaped by glacial processes. The Green Children of Woolpit. The legend of the Green Children of Woolpit is a mysterious tale that originated in the 12th century in the village of Woolpit in Suffolk, England. According to the accounts of William of Newburgh and Ralph of Coggeshall, two children, a brother and sister, with green-coloured skin appeared in the village. They spoke an unknown language and initially only ate raw broad beans. Over time, they learned to eat other food and lost their green colour, but the boy became sick and died after baptism. The girl adapted to her new life, but was described as very wanton and impudent. The origins of the Green Children are uncertain, and there are two main interpretations of the story. It is a folktale or imaginary encounter with beings from another world, possibly subterranean or extraterrestrial. The other view is that it is a distorted account of a real event, although the true nature of events remains unclear. The story of the Green Children only appears in the works of William of Newburgh and Ralph of Coggeshall, with passing mentions in later works. The accounts differ in some details, and it is unclear if the authors had access to each other's manuscripts or if they had separate sources. The children's story is said to be based on reports from trustworthy sources, but the exact origins and authenticity of the accounts are debated by historians. Various explanations have been proposed for the Green Children. Some suggest it is a folktale that reflects encounters with beings from a fairy tale otherworld or extraterrestrial beings. Others argue it could be a garbled retelling of a real event, possibly involving drugging and kidnapping. Some historians associate the story with popular folklore motifs, such as entering another world through a cave. The eating of beans in the story has also attracted attention, with connections being made to the symbolism of death and rebirth in different cultures. In terms of historical explanations, one theory proposed that the children were Flemish immigrants who fled persecution and arrived in Woolpit. Another hypothesis suggests that their green colour could be attributed to hypochromic anemia or dietary deficiencies. Overall, the legends of the Green Children of Woolpit remains a fascinating mystery, with various interpretations and no definition explanation. It has captured the imagination of writers and scholars over centuries and continues to intrigue people with its enigmatic nature. Ghost camels of the American Southwest. In 1848, the suggestion to import camels for military use in the Southwest was made by Quartermaster Major Henry Wayne. Secretary of War Jefferson Davis later pushed for their adoption in the US Army. The camels were believed to carry more weight than horses or mules and could travel longer distances without rest, making them valuable for the expanding Southwest Territory. After initial rejection, the idea gained support, and $30,000 was allocated for a camel experiment in 1854. Around 1857, 72 camels arrived and were utilized for carrying supplies. However, their unpleasant disposition, tendency to frighten horses, and habit of wandering off made them unpopular among soldiers. With the outbreak of the Civil War, the camels were either sold or released into the desert. Reports of wild camels persisted in the following years, accompanied by legends. The most famous is the tale of the Red Ghost. Sightings of a camel carrying a headless rider intrigued locals. Speculations arose about the identity of the rider, with one tale suggesting he was a young soldier tied to the camel to overcome his fear. The Red Camel was eventually killed in 1893, but continued to be seen carrying its rider until then. The abandoned camel of the Camel Corpse gradually disappeared. In 1934, the last known American camel named Topsy was euthanized due to paralysis. Despite this, legends of the Red Ghost and other ghostly camels persist in the Arizona deserts. Another legend involves a prospector named Jake who owned 3 camels purchased from the army. After hitting gold, Jake shared his story in a saloon, attracting the attention of Paul Adams. Adams followed Jake, eventually murdering him. One of Jake's camels attacked Adams in defense, but was shot before he bit the scoundrel. Later, Jake's ghost, riding the dead camel, chased Adam to the sheriff's office, leading to his confession. The whereabouts of Jake and his loyal camel are unknown, adding to the mysterious lore of the desert. Jeez, I'm not gonna lie, guys and gals, I had goosebumps throughout editing this episode. There are truly some spooky and mysterious stories out there for sure. Anyway, if you got this far, I want to say thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the longer form video, and if you did and want to see more of this, then please don't hesitate to subscribe. It's free to do, of course, and there will be plenty of content for you to feast your minds on in the next couple of weeks and months. If you were watching this before bed, good luck. I don't think I'll be sleeping tonight, that's for sure. Anywho, thanks again, and keep seeking out that knowledge. Goodbye.